Hey guys, so I'm here to do a review, The Real Housewives of Atlanta, season 13, episode 11. I only have a couple reality shows that I like to watch. Housewives of Atlanta is like on the top of the list for me. Love, love, love to watch it. I'm late to the party, y'all. This is my first review of this season. I wasn't gonna do a review of this season, but I mean, why not? I be watching it and I'm opinionated and I be having stuff to say about it, so I figure why not. So I'm here at the crib just chilling. I got my pajamas on. I am like so super comfortable. Not trying to be cute for nobody, so that's just what it is. Alright, let's go down the line. I'm going to talk about this episode, but I'm also going to talk about stuff leading up to this episode. So Cynthia. So Candy had a bachelorette party for Cynthia. Cynthia has been married. I believe this is her second time being married. Either her second or third time being married. And she has never had a bachelorette party. So who better than to give that party than the Dungeon Queen herself, Candy Burris. And so that episode was a whole lot of fun, okay? It made me really want a girls' night. It made me really want a girls' trip. To the point where I even posted it online. I'm like, I really would love to have a vacation with all of my friends. I posted that after watching that episode. But now we're dealing with the remnants of the episode. So I'm not going to go verbatim as far as every moment that occurred, but I'm going to tell you how I feel about things. So Cynthia, yeah, she was saying how she enjoyed watching the ladies. She learned a couple tricks. She got some tricks up her sleeve that she could take back home to Mike. And so it's crazy that she might be the oldest on the show, and everybody else got to teach her how not to be an auntie, okay? I love the whole aunties versus nieces. That was a lot of fun, y'all, watching them do that. Cynthia is definitely an auntie, a big auntie, okay? Not a big auntie, but you get what I'm saying. She's definitely an auntie, but I like Cynthia. This episode, yeah, it's fun. It was fun watching her. So, yeah, so she got a couple tips to the point where she wrote them tips down, y'all. She wrote them down so she could share them with the girls so she could remember all the tips she learned from Bolo and the ladies, okay? So they had a stripper on the show by the name of Bolo last night. And Bolo is a pretty nice looking man. He definitely is a nice looking man. And I actually have seen Bolo before, believe it or not. They used to have those type of little nights, stripper nights or whatever in college. I might be telling too much of my business, but Bolo was one of the ones that was there. I'm quite sure he was. So I actually saw him. That was like 10 years ago. Yeah, I'm delivered now. So let's get into Drew. Drew, I'm loving how she is coming at Latoya. Latoya keep coming for her neck, and she is sending it right back with the quickness, okay? Fan. Okay? Fan. Which that's exactly what Latoya is being. Like, I don't know why she feel the need to keep just shading Drew. Drew ain't even coming for her. Drew ain't even looking in her direction, ain't paying no attention to her. But Latoya is really like coming at her neck about her wig not being fitting right and just whatever. Like, I don't like Latoya, y'all, but we talking about Drew, so I'll get into her later. But I'm loving how she responded. Like, a few episodes back, she brought her a picture of herself and autographed it and handed it straight to Latoya. And so it was just like, I'm loving that. I'm loving her energy. She fits right in, if you ask me. I like her personality. She seems like a real sweet girl. That's fun. Who's really level-headed, but then she can get with you if she needs to in a cute, classy, shady way. And so I'm liking Latoya. I'm liking Drew this season, and I love how she handed that shade right back to her. Like, girl, like number one fan, golly. So Latoya is shading Drew like she has done from day one, and she makes a joke about Drew having done some things with Bolo at the bachelorette party. For those who don't know, Bolo's the stripper. And she's like, don't even put that in the air. We all had fun. We all kicked it with Bolo. But don't put that energy out here, you know? And Latoya is confusing because on one end, you are making statements about what somebody else did at the bachelorette party. And then on the other hand, you get mad at Kenya because she was making statements on what people were doing at the bachelor. So like, whose side are you on? What are you doing? What are we doing here? She's just all over the place. Latoya is not a girl that I would want to ever hang out with. She's not a girl that if I was at a bachelorette party, I wouldn't want to party with her. Because she's a wild card. You don't know what you're going to get with her. You don't know how far she's going to go. Like, you ever went partying with somebody and you have that one person around and it's like, you don't know how far they'll go. Like, I tend to hang with people who do what I do. I'm not a drinker. I'm not a smoker. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to hang around people who, I'll have a drink socially. Let me make that clear. I'll have a drink socially. So that might be one or two while we out and then I come back home. I don't want to hang with nobody that's doing more than I'm doing. Or too much more than what I'm doing. And her, she's not somebody I would want to be around because you just don't know what she's going to do. She's all over the place. And I just didn't really appreciate her trying to, like, paint this narrative of Drew. Or even just coming at Drew. Like, why? Leave her alone. And you ain't all that. She really thinks she's, like, super fine. No. Drew, on the other hand, is gorgeous. Very, very pretty girl. Anyway. But on the other hand, she comes at Kenya's neck about putting people's business out, about messing up girl code. Now, for those who don't know what girl code is, basically, shut your mouth. If we're having a bachelorette party, that stays at the party. What goes on at the dungeon stays at the dungeon. That's how Candy would say it. What goes on at the dungeon stays at the dungeon. So y'all shut up. And so I do like that she came at Kenya about it, but she shied away the minute Kenya came back at her. So Latoya is whatever. She's whatever. Now let's get off into Kenya. Kenya works every nerve I have in my body. Okay? She's so annoying. She has, y'all. Kenya is good TV though. She is good for reality TV. Okay? People are talking so much about how they miss Nene. I can't stand Kenya, but the show was boring when Kenya wasn't there. People talking about how the show was boring without Nene. I'm trying to figure out what Nene contributed. She didn't tell us. She told us about Greg and his cancer. That was important. She don't let us delve into her life. We don't know much more about her family. We saw Bryce a couple times, but what is going on with her backstory? What's going on? We know some of her backstory, but what's going on in her personal life? What's going on? We don't know nothing about her family and friends. She's not contributed much. And everybody, because I'm on that Housewives of Atlanta group on Facebook, and everybody's, oh, I miss Nene. This season's so boring. Nene, if y'all don't remember, and this is a side thing off of Kenya for just a minute. If y'all don't remember, last season when Nene was here, she was not in majority of the episodes. She shied away from the camera. She didn't give us any information. And then when she was confronted about her BS, because all she did was come on, pop on, throw a little shade, and come off. When she's confronted, then it's, oh, they're racist. This, like, what is it, girl? What is it? What is it? She didn't make, and then she left. When she left, we was cool. I was cool watching the show without her there, and I'm cool watching the show without her here. What I do think though is the show is boring. A lot of the episodes rather have been boring more so because of the pandemic. We're watching them do everything with masks on. We're watching them do everything with face shields on. That's boring to watch. It's not a fun thing to watch. They can't hug. They can't interact as closely as they would. Everybody's being all cautious. They got to wipe everything down. That's not good TV. Although it's necessary, it's not good TV. It's boring. Whatever. Anyway, back to Kenya. Kenya's good TV. However, she is a horrible individual. Her personality sucks, y'all. She's so flip-floppy. It's incredible. And to me, like, her nasty demeanor, nasty personality, it really waters down her legacy. I really just wished she was somebody that I felt like I could look up to. In the sense of, like, dang, I want to be like that person. But I don't want to be like her. I'm proud of her accomplishments, but I don't want to be nothing like her. Kenya has sociopathic behaviors. And y'all can look up some of them characteristics. One of the characteristics is just a lack of empathy. And that's Kenya. She cannot put herself in somebody else's shoes ever. I don't think I've ever seen her do it. She does stuff and then straight up denies it. She wants you to constantly feel guilty and constantly apologize to her. But she never takes accountability ever for anything she does. Rarely. I can't with her. I can't with her. Alright, and then here's my thing too. She mentioned people wanting to be a village. She wanted a village. But if you want a village, girl, you have to be the village. You can't be out here treating people like anything on a trip. And you're the host. This trip was whack. Candy's the only one who made this trip fun. I mean, this episode is entertaining for sure because they're confronting her. But Candy's the only one who really made this trip fun. Kenya, she's shady. She's shady. Now, I will say I enjoyed watching her on the last episode do the whole, when they were acting and her smoking a little cigarette from the movie. I forgot what movie it is. Write it down at the bottom if you watch it. She's good TV. It was fun initially when she was doing the detective thing, trying to see who did what at the bachelor at party. That was fun at first, but till she got serious with it, she took it to another level. And you can't be there at the bachelorette party busting it wide, and then when it's over, you trying to tell on everybody. Like, what are you doing? Can't appreciate it. Can't respect it. Alright, so that's it for Kenya. Now, let's get into Tanya. Why did Tanya open her big mouth? Why did Tanya... And Portia told her, like, girl, be quiet. You ain't even got to say nothing. You don't got to explain yourself on what you did that last night. And right after, the way they edited it, Tanya is like, I was in this girl's room. I was in this girl's room all night. Why do you place yourself right at the scene of the... Just shut up. Tanya, she's fun to watch, but she can't fit in with these girls. She cannot. She can't. She's not quick. She's not quick on her toes like the rest of them. I'm glad she's more of like a supporting role and that she doesn't have a peach. Because it's just like, why? Candy was looking at her like, why would you do that? Like, why? No. Tanya, no. Alright. So, Portia was big mad, y'all. She was big mad this episode. She really was. Like, she was really mad at Kenya, and I would have been too. Like, don't go running my business. What I do at a bachelorette's party is what I do. And Portia, as a single woman, can really do what she wants to do. So if she did sleep with Bolo, that's her business. I don't see why you feel like that's your business. It's not. Portia, and you could tell she's mad because she ain't say a word that whole dinner, y'all. That whole meal, she did not speak, okay? Because she knew that if she would have opened her mouth, she was gonna go too far. And so she eventually got up from that meal, and she went upstairs to her room like, I'm done with this. I'm done with Kenya. And you could hear her saying stuff. You could hear her saying stuff like from back in the day, like, Kenya's a slut from the 90s. Like, that had me cracking up. But Kenya really has been coming for Portia this whole season. And Portia hasn't even been having that kind of energy with her this season. Now, we know that she's called Kenya a couple hoes in the past. Slut from the 90s, you know. But it's like this season, it's like, I'm not even on you. I don't know. I would have been mad too. I think Portia's really just over Kenya and her big mouth. She's just over her and the way she treats other people, and she's just fed up, y'all. She's fed up. I want to say that Portia has been killing it this season. She's been the most entertaining out of everybody, if you ask me. In the sense of like her confessionals are always hilarious. Her personality is always bubbly and fun and hilarious. Her shade is real. Portia is great for reality TV too. And Portia is gorgeous. Freaking body goals. She's a beautiful, beautiful girl. I like what she's bringing this season, y'all. And I just feel like it's weird that the whole word is being tossed around, especially towards Portia. Like, I don't get hoe from her. When we met her, she was married. She's single and dating. She was on the brink of getting married again. She's living her life, but she's not been out there as a hoe. She might be sexually fluid. She does her thing when it comes to that, but hoe, Kenya needs to chill. Kenya is so incredibly miserable, and she really projects that. And she really wants everybody to feel the way she feels, and it's just sad to watch. It's really sad to watch. And if anything, Kenya has shown more hoe behavior than anybody. For real, for real. Like, if y'all remember in earlier seasons, Kenya was over here flirting with people's husbands and everything. So, And then she always want to toss up Brooklyn. Oh, my baby was here in the same house as a stripper. Well, you could have, if you didn't want to leave your baby at home, then you could have stayed upstairs. But you had your she-devil outfit on, busting it wide at the bachelorette party, just like everybody else. So now you just always want to toss up Brooklyn's name whenever you have a problem. And everybody's accommodating you, your situation with Brooklyn. But these ladies have children. These other ladies have children too. And like Candy said, her baby, Blaze, is the youngest one. Anyway. So then we cut off. People go home. They're talking to their friends and significant others about what went on that trip. Okay? Because you got to tell your man what went on the trip. You got to tell your man what went down with Bolo. Because you want to be honest. And you don't know what... you have no idea what's going to be shown. You God forbid you leave out some details of the bachelorette party and it's shown on TV. So then we got Drew and Ralph, and Drew's telling Ralph about everything that goes on, and Ralph's getting jealous. Let me tell you, I don't like the name Ralph. It's not fun to say, Ralph. But anyway, Drew's like telling him, and Ralph's catching an attitude, but it's like, you left for 3 days. You left for 3 days or however long. I don't really even think Drew's being completely honest when it comes to Ralph and how many times he's left and how many times he's done these things. She claims this is the first time that he's ever shown or displayed that he could be cheating. Girl, save that story for your mama, because I don't believe none of that at all. Don't believe it at all. That man, he's showing signs. Ain't no way he dipped out for 3 days, hasn't told you anything about it, and he ain't cheating. Stop it. Stop it. But he want to get all jealous, want to know more about the stripper, want to try to get on her case about the stripper. She's like, look, you have fun, so I'm having fun. and Ralph's another one to me that gives off like a sociopathic kind of behavior and vibe. Y'all check that out. I had the list of characteristics. They do stuff and lie about it. They don't show any empathy. They're not honest. They're very deceitful individuals, but they don't have any care or concern for how they treat you. And if you bring it up, they're quick to manipulate you or gaslight you. So those are some of the characteristics of sociopath. And so, I mean, you know, Drew just tried to even the playing field, and I can't blame her. Alright, so then you see Cynthia and Mike, and Cynthia's telling Mike, and I loved how Mike wasn't jealous at all. I mean, they live in Atlanta. To have strippers around, strippers and Atlanta kind of go hand in hand, and so people go to strip clubs just socially there, just or on a regular day, just because people go to strip clubs with their kids because it's just part of the culture there. From my understanding, I don't know. I was a kid when I went to Atlanta, but I hear that all the time, especially watching my show. It's just a regular thing. So he ain't tripping off this stripper. He actually got up and gave her a little dance. And I just loved that energy. I love seeing them together. It's so sweet. And I just love that little playful time when you get to play with your boo like that. It is fun. It was fun to watch. Candy and Don Juan. Let me tell you, Don Juan be doing a whole lot of work for Candy. I'd be like, dang, I wonder how much he getting paid. Like, he does a lot of work, and he showed out with the dungeon party. We give Candy a lot of the credit. However, we got to also give Don Juan some credit because he really put forth the effort and did all the logistical stuff of getting it done. But Candy can hold her secrets, okay? She ain't about to tell nothing because she probably is full of them herself, okay? So I like how she deflects when people are asking her. She ain't answering nothing. You ain't getting no information. However, she did share a little something that she heard something too. She told Don Juan, but she wasn't about to tell them girls, you know, and that really messes with Candy's brand. Because Candy can't be having these, the sex toy line. She had the sex podcast. She has the sex dungeon parties, and shows. You can't be having those things and running your mouth. It's gonna hurt your brand. And we know Candy's all about her brand, right? And Don Juan had me cracking up. What did he say? He said that Bolo got some social justice snatch. Social justice snatch? Or was it social injustice snatch? Either way, it had me cracking up, y'all. Don Juan's a fool. Alright, so then we shoot over to Kenya, right? Kenya's telling, I believe this is her lawyer, that Mark is sending messages wanting to get back with her and everything. She did send Mark paperwork so that she could get custody of Brooklyn. And she's updating him. He's laughing. He like looking at her like, I don't know what you thought, but he sent over divorce papers. So Mark he sent divorce papers and he filed for divorce over in New York, which he can't do because she lives in Georgia. So I don't know what that's about. He's really about a tick for tat thing, and he also wants her money, which Mark doesn't need her money. He just wants to treat her like a butthole because she's a butthole. And on one hand, I have mixed feelings about it, because on one hand, Kenya is a butthole, and she deserves to be treated like a butthole at times. But then on the other hand, I as a woman hate to see a family being broken apart, because it does affect Brooklyn in the end, and so that part is not fun to watch. To watch a marriage do that or see that, and when I see a black man doing that to a black woman, it just sucks. It sucks. So, LaToya pops over Kenya's for a photo, because Kenya's doing a photo shoot. She's on the cover of a magazine, and she looks beautiful. She lost some of that extra weight she had gained, that quarantine 15. And she looks beautiful. She's such a beautiful girl on the outside, but she is so dark. So dark and so cold on the inside. But LaToya kind of extends the olive branch and brings her a cake, and they have a talk. And Kenya, of course, is playing it up as if she's the victim, because she don't know how to do nothing else. And she even wants to throw in there at LaToya to add this cherry on top, that she has a crush on LaToya. LaToya's eating that all up. But they end up reconciling. For whatever that's worth. All right, so we have Drew. She pops over to Portia's house, and I like their energy together. I like them, y'all. Are they gonna be the new frickin' frack? Are they? I don't know. I like them together though. I like their energy. This new house that Drew has moved into is only 8 minutes away from Portia's house. So, she stopped by, and, Ralph called like, "Hey babe, where you at? Did you go to the store yet?" "I went to the store, babe. I'm on my way back." Didn't even tell Ralph. And I felt a little way about that being on TV. Like, girl, what you doing? You lying to your man on TV? And, but, I mean, it is what it is. Ralph wants to be all secretive and have this secret life that he's living. Then he got to deal with his wife living her life a little bit. Alright. I want to go back, though, because when Kenya was talking to LaToya, she says, "Well, everybody, look how Portia was treating me the whole time on the trip. Everybody else treated me poorly, but did not once mention how poorly she treated everybody else. Oh, and when I needed to take care of my daughter, miss me with that, okay? Whatever, Kenya. All right, let's move on. I think that might be it. I might have mentioned everything I want to say as far as this episode goes, but definitely when we get into it, girl code should never be broken. When we're having a girls moment, we are disclosing our private business. When we are having a girls night, you don't put people's business out, and that's my problem with Kenya. She does stuff and then acts like she didn't do anything wrong, even when it's plain as day what she's doing wrong. It's foul. You're right there with the girls too. Why would you open your mouth about what other girls are doing there? People are married, they have businesses, they might not want, they turn the cameras off for a reason. I could see you being a little playful with it, but it's unfair for you to be running your mouth. Obviously, if Portia did sleep with Bolo, she did it. She did it off camera. She'll share it if she wants to share it. She'll share it if she wants to share it. But Kenya is just too messy for me. Like, you want a village, but you're unwilling to be a village. And I just don't have, I'm just not here for it. All in all, this episode was very entertaining, y'all. Obviously not as entertaining as last week, but I am here. I guess I'm doing these reviews now. We'll see. This is your girl, Sherelle Unique. Please write underneath if you have any thoughts about this episode. Let me know. If I forgot anything, let me know. And yeah, this is the Housewives of Atlanta. And I'll holla.